Please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. So let's recap on where we are in relation to the three different routes from Cape Town to Kruger National Park. All three routes split in Uniondale before the start of Baviaanskloof. The green all-tar route follows the Route 62 via Uitenhage, known as Kruger, to Addo. The blue route travels via the gravel roads through Stateleville to Addo, and of course our red route passes through the Baviaanskloof to Addo. From Addo, the green tar route takes the N10 and R63 to Hogsback, whilst the red route travels over Zuurberg Pass and the R400 gravel roads via Riebeek East. It then joins the R67 to Fort Beaufort, then Hogsback. The blue route is almost identical to the red, except with a short section on the N10 from Addo to the R400 gravel road to Riebeek East. Good morning and welcome back. We start this episode by leaving Addo. We're in the Addo region right now. We're not going into Addo Elephant Park because we've covered that before in previous episodes, but we stayed at Addo Wildlife Accommodation last night and absolutely fantastic. Our journey for today is going to go up towards Adelaide and through Riebeek East and finishing in Hogsback for this evening. The weather looks pretty okay for the next few days, but we have noticed now, I checked the weather for the next upcoming weekend after the weekend, and where we are going, Barkly Eastern Roads, there is a 67% chance of snow in roads on the 9th or 10th of June. So that could be quite exciting stuff. It could be a showstopper if there's a lot of snow, because we have to still get up and over Nordea's Neck down towards Matatiel. So hopefully it's not going to be too much snow, but a light snow would be fantastic for filming in and just make the landscapes absolutely incredible. So hopefully that's all going to work out, but today we've got a short route. Now we could go on the gravel up Zuurberg Pass and follow the gravel all the way to Riebeek East, but the problem is timing. It's going to add on an extra 2 hours. Zuurberg Pass we've done in previous episodes, and we took the halfway cut line directly through Addo Park and came out the other side. If you follow the whole Zuurberg Pass all the way to the top, it gets progressively more and more and more stony, and it's incredibly slow driving on rough, stony, rocky kind of terrain. We'll hit the gravel towards Riebeek East, and that will take us all the way up to Hogsback. We eventually do join the tar again close to Hogsback, and the rest of the trip is tar. So I've never been in Hogsback, so it's exciting to go to a new place. We've pretty much done with the garden route now, and we're now moving into the Eastern Cape and Eastern Cape Highlands section of this particular route. Turning onto the R400 gravel road to Riebeek East, the road conditions were fairly hard-packed, so I didn't need to drop my tyre pressures immediately. The village of Riebeek East is 40 kilometers west of Grahamstown on the R400 gravel road. It was founded in 1842 and initially named Riebeek after Jan van Riebeek, 1 year after the Dutch Reformed Church was built. It was erected as part of the farm of Mooi Meisiesfontein that was subdivided and sold by the subsequent Voortrekker leader Piet Retief. The Dutch Reformed Church has a long history in the region, with the first church gathering held on the 7th of May 1831 and a permanent minister appointed in 1841. The R400 gravel road is in great shape, but it doesn't look like it would be much fun in the wet given the red clay colouring. Caution should be exercised, especially on an adventure motorcycle. 344 gravel road runs through the Kwandwe private game reserve. We unfortunately didn't see any game as we travelled through in the hot midday sun. What is it for?
It's for mouth disease.
Oh, foot and mouth.
Yes.
We're in Hogsback in the Eastern Cape, and for circumstances that Craig will explain in a minute, we are here for 2 days. We had a lovely little chalet called the Edge Mountain Retreat, and we spent a really comfortable night here last night. This morning we took a drive through the village. Weather's not great, but we just did a little bit of sightseeing. It's a tiny place. We had breakfast in town.
With terrible roads. Lots of massive potholes. The entire town is gravel and potholes, yeah.
We had breakfast at the Red Clay Cafe, lovely little spot. It's also a centre for booking various adventures in Hogsback. And Hogsback, from what I can remember, hasn't really changed much at all. It's still quite a dusty little town. The roads are in quite poor shape, and it's a fairly bohemian little settlement. There was a market that we didn't really want to pop into because it looked quite busy. But an interesting little place, not a place that I could personally spend too much time in, but it's great to be back after such a long time.
Yeah, I think Hogsback probably is a nice place when the weather's great and it's not howling wind. I mean, there's lots of hikes and there's incredible waterfalls here. There's an entire cliff edge with absolutely amazing views, but it's been howling literally since we arrive, and there's not much we can do. But this is the prefrontal system that's moving up into the Drakensberg. So our circumstances have changed now with our travel, because yesterday when I pumped up our tires in Alice in the Eastern Cape, I noticed that there was a little bit of liquid dripping out near my back wheel, which I assumed was the brakes. So we went down, there was nothing really in Alice, and we went further back to Fort Beaufort and found a workshop there, and basically they took off my wheel, and we realized that it's not the little brake cylinder inside the drum, it's actually my side shaft seal that's leaking, which is unfortunately a lot worse. If it was just the brake drum cylinder, they would have been able to fix it. So that's thrown everything out, because it's Friday afternoon as well, and nothing can happen on a Friday afternoon. Today's Saturday, tomorrow's Sunday, so really nothing can happen until Monday. So we called around, and Suzuki King Williamstown said they might be able to do the job. They're not sure if they have the parts. And then we got hold of Suzuki East London, and they said yes, it's fine. We booked it in for 8 o'clock. on Monday morning. So it's a bit of bittersweet. It's nasty because we have to go all the way to East London. We'll go there tomorrow, spend the night, and then early morning go straight down to the dealership. Hopefully they can get it done within a few hours, and we can be on our way. But we're going to have to skip the entire Eastern Cape Highlands because number one, it's snowed in, and number two, it's now too far, and our accommodation is already cancelled there, and we wouldn't be able to get there. So we're now going to have to go from East London right the way through to Matatiele, which is a fairly long drive, but that would put us back on track with where we need to be with all our pre-booked accommodation in the Drakensberg and Golden Gate and around to Clarence. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but maybe it's a blessing in disguise, because we could have been snowed in up in Rhodes, which is yay, fantastic. But it's not so fantastic if you're stuck there for 4 days and you're losing accommodation and you're losing thousands of rand of pre-booked accommodation. So unfortunately, the places where we're going, most of them were relatively full, and I had to pay for the accommodation. I couldn't leave it out. So that's what we're going to be doing. With a little bit of change of plans, but fortunately, that entire Eastern Cape Highlands route that we would have gone on from Dordrecht through Rousseau, Berkeley East, and right up into Rhodes and over Nordea's Neck, down into Mount Fletcher, we've done that in Season 2, Episode 3 already. So here's some of the footage of that particular part of the route. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll catch up soon when we're finished in East London. The main 260-kilometre gravel route through the Eastern Cape Highlands, travelling from west to east, essentially starts in Dordrecht. The gravel roads climb up to join the R396 to Rousseau, then travel through Berkeley East, Rhodes, up and over Nordea's Neck Pass, down Pitsing Pass, and then the D8018 down to the Route 56 tar road to Mount Fletcher. Berkeley East is the last place you can get fuel, and again in Mount Fletcher. 4x4 is not required, but high clearance and good off-road tyres are strongly recommended. The route is best broken up into 2 or 3 days driving, and it is not advised in wet season from November to April or during winter snowfalls from June to September. In the next episode, we limp out of East London and head up to Matatiele in the pouring rain. We catch up with the snowy winter landscape, pay another visit to Suzuki to try and repair our shaft seal, and get back on track with our route to Kruger National Park.